Hey guys, look, it's Joe here, and I'm joined with Kevin Cookies of Vicious Syndicate. Say
Hello.
hello, Kevin.
Hi guys. I'm
All right,
Kevin.
and we're just doing a sample coaching session here for you, and Kevin's going to help me learn how to play Tempo Mage really quickly here. Um, so let me go ahead and switch over to Hearthstone. And as you can see here, the list, if you're not familiar with Tempo Mage, runs a bunch of short or cheap little spells with Flame Wakers and Archmage Antonidas to kind of, I don't know, what does this deck do, Kevin?
The deck is to basically you play through the first couple of turns to assert your board control, and then throughout the mid game you try to use Flame Wakers and Sorcerer's Apprentices to just kind of shut your opponent out of the game. I'll elaborate on that when we start.
Alright, so we're heading into the first game.
Alrighty. So when I try to play, when I try to learn a new deck, or I'm trying to get better at a deck, the first thing I think about is what exactly am I trying to do with this deck? Because any good deck in Hearthstone will have a specific purpose. You're trying to achieve, or you're trying to win by achieving a specific goal, and all the cards synergize towards that goal, right? So when you look at a deck like Tempo Mage, your goal is to, get the board early so that you can shut them out in the mid game, right? As it said. So what you want to do that is you want your cheap spells, like you have, your frost bolts and your flame cannons. You have your early drops like Mana Worm, Clockwork Gnome, all that nonsense, unstable portals, and a really key card also Sorcerer's Apprentice, right? Because you want to be able to get those spells off cheap so that you can control the board. So we're starting with Mulligan, and what I like to do in Mulligan is I like to look for Sorcerer's Apprentice and cards that accompany her. So you're definitely tossing Mirror Entity, because that's for a Scientist. You're definitely keeping Scientist, and Mirror Image is a toss-up, but I would throw it out.
Since I don't really have anything to go with it, is that why?
Yeah.
Like if I had Mana Worm, I would probably want to keep it?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so obviously here I can't do anything.
No. Double Mad Scientist is cool. Now this list only has one secret though, right?
Yeah, it's just double Mirror Entity.
Okay.
So here I probably want a Mad Scientist over Unstable Portal?
Yeah. I feel like, especially with this deck, most of the time creature's better, and a Mad Scientist on turn 2 is always, well, not always, but most of the time it's the right way to go. Ooh, cool.
So that's a perfect Flame Cannon target?
Yep,
or...
exactly. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't be scared, or you can't be dissuaded from using it because it's a 2 health, because that's one of the best things you can Flame Cannon, to be honest.
I think he's going to be kind of mad.
Yeah.
Unstable Flame Cannon? Or is it even better Yeti?
Yeah, I think I like Yeti.
Because we can always do the cannon later.
Yeah, that's what, like...
he probably won't know that we have another one.
Yeah, the only counter to this play that we're making now is if he plays Muster for battle. That could hurt.
Or what's that card that does +4/4?
Oh, Blessing of Kings?
That would kind of
Yeah,
suck.
but, I mean, that's kind of throwing all of his eggs into one basket, to be honest. Okay. So I think, yeah, okay, this is a perfect...
attack, Flame Cannon?
Flame Cannon, yeah. It's a good time to get it off the board. The thing about when you're making decisions for... This is just for decks in general. When you're making decisions on what to do, you have to think about the class you're up against and their strategies. That's why it's nice to be an all-around player, because you know what your opponent wants to do, right? So when you're thinking against paladin, you're thinking he's gonna flood the board, so you want to take the opportunity to clear as much as you can. You know. Okay. So you do have some options this turn. I have one play in mind. What do you think?
Would I ping, trade, and then play Yeti? That's what I'm thinking.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
So what why would you not do the other things?
What, the mad scientist? You could
we can mad scientist again.
Scientist portal. Because I think it's really important to be the aggressor, right? So like Mechanical Yeti puts out a lot of pressure. Plus you get the actually I guess you'll get the trap anyway, but yeah, you want to be able to push the board as much as you can. Also, if you play Mad Scientist, you run into the risk of him killing the scientist before he plays a minion, and then you waste the secret. Because you're getting 2 secrets for free, right?
Exactly.
But if he kills Mad Scientist with like Consecration or something, then you lose value, right? And then these spells, especially with Tempo Mage, you want to use your spells when you're running out of steam. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, there he is. Okay. Interesting. We have some options here. Alright, option 1 is you could Flamewaker Portal, see where it goes, and then maybe ping. Option 2 is you could trade with Yeti, but I don't like that. You could also Flamewaker Arcane Intellect, but I don't like that either. I think it's most efficient to Flamewaker Portal, and the reason for that is because it gives you the greatest chance of, like, you might not even have to trade with a minion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus Portal can give you something really cool, so that's always nice.
Does it matter where I place the Flamewaker?
No. Yeah, unless you're running cards like Defender of Argus and stuff, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, Malygos. So do I just trade the Antique Heal Bot? Scientist, maybe?
I would actually trade the Yeti.
The 4/1?
Yep. And that makes you less vulnerable to value clears.
Oops, I missed a ping, potentially.
It's alright.
Or a Scientist.
That Malygos is perfect for this deck. Okay.
At least we got one Equality Consecrate out the way.
Yeah. That's fine. That's gonna be funny.
So do we want to start off with Arcane Intellect?
So there's a couple options again. You could...
Because we want to save Malygos, right?
So here's the thing. You could... This depends on how greedy you are. Because you could potentially... You could set up a lethal next turn by Malygos and Scientist, and then you could reversing switch and Fireball, and that's lethal. That's the greedy play. Or... You could also Scientists in Arcane Intellects. I actually like the greedy play, and the reason is because he just used
it clear, right? So he might not have something else.
And this, he can play. If he plays, what's his face, follow the rules guy,
doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, reversing switch is still lethal, right?
And no one expects reversing switch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Double Equality.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, I still feel like that was the right idea because, the chances of him having that were fairly low.
In the first 12 cards?
Yeah, plus, a lot of Paladins only... some run 1, some run 2. There's a decent amount that only run 1. Okay. Yeah, I like Drake. You could also Arcane Intellect, but, I like minion pressure more than anything.
Mana Worm Arcane Intellect? Or Mana Worm Ping?
Let's see.
Mana Worm Reversing Switch, keep my Scientist alive?
That's also an option, yeah. Um,
And then
the
I can
question,
also ping.
the question we're thinking to ourselves is, how much does it really matter that we're pinging off one, right? And I guess if he has a quartermaster, that could be bad. Honestly, I kinda don't mind Manor Arcane Intellect, to be completely honest with you. Another Flamewaker would be really nice.
There it is.
Something that kills us though is so we're in pretty good shape, but a quartermaster is really devastating. That's what we were worried about. That's fine. I don't care about that.
We kind of figured he might have been playing that card since he had double shade, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay.
That's easy.
And we got
Oh,
the
rip.
source. Oh man, that's too bad. All right, but the good news is we get to pound out a lot of spells. We can play Apprentice Flamewaker into like a million things.
So we want to play this so the mirror entity goes off on this, right?
Yep.
Then Flamewaker.
Yeah, we're definitely doing that, and then we can think about what we're doing. Like, what order do we want to take?
So intellect to see what we get.
Although, we could also fireball on you.
Fireball this to guarantee
What I'm thinking
more
is
clear.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so if we do that, we could do that. If we arcane intellect,
If we don't fireball and something lives, we can just cool it.
yeah, that's true. I kind of like fireball and then intellect. I think we're in good enough shape to do this play. Ooh, nice.
Should we play this?
Yep. We can play that, and then... Has he used both consecrations, do you remember?
He used
That was-
one. The
that
second
was-
quality, he used muster. I
I
don't
was
think
kind-
he's used it yet.
Okay. I was actually kind of thinking of reversing switching the Sorcerer's Apprentice in case of consecration. Although, no, I guess it doesn't matter because the weapon, right? Okay. Oh, nice.
Oh, the dream.
Wait, before you play that. I think we have lethal, do we not? If you reverse switch the Flamewaker.
4, 5, 6, 7,
7
8, 9,
plus...
10, 11.
Oh, we're short. Okay, no. Yeah, we'll do the safe play. If it's not guaranteed, plus a boombot could, hurt.
So we do this.
So, yeah, we'll play Antonio and get some
Cool
fire.
this guy.
Yep.
And
Do
do we just face everything?
We could... Okay, I'll tell you what. Attack face with sorcerers. Start with that. Okay, and now we can... Okay, we gotta hurry up. Reversing switch it? Actually, no, fireball first. I don't think it matters. Yeah, fireball first, actually. Okay, and then we have lethal if Flamewaker lives. Okay, cool. Yay, we did it.
Alright, there you go. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool deck. You can do a lot of fun things with it.
So with like kind of the randomization element with like unstable portal and the spare parts, you kind of have to look out for those hidden lethals.
Yeah, it's a nice mix of... It's a nice mix of random, but it's not so random. Do you know what I mean? Like it's got structure to it.
Yeah.
So like it's random, but it's also consistent, which is nice. Plus, it's really aggressive. So for aggro lovers.
Alright, so we're up against a druid in this next match.
Hmm. This is a good hand. I think we tossed the mechanical yeti. It's too heavy.
We'd rather draw into a spell to go with this hand, right?
I kind of like the other cards, to be honest. I think Flamewaker with coin is a good keep, especially since we have Clockwork Gnome. So he's going to kill that. Turn 3, we could Flamewaker, coin, spare part. That's 4 damage. That could potentially take out a Shade, right? But if you look at our curve, we have Clockwork Gnome into Portal, into Flamewaker, coin something. So I like those cards. You can get a lot of tempo with that, but Mechanical Yeti is too heavy. We gotta throw that away, I think, in my opinion.
And that's like a perfect draw, right?
Yeah, that's a good draw. Some people would say, if you have a plan for turn 1, 2, and 3, then see, yeah, that's nice. That's a great draw.
Just throw out the gnome.
Yep.
Hopefully he wastes his turn hero powering.
If he plays an early Shade, we could get some value too. Like if he plays Shade on turn 3, and we kill it with Flamewaker, it's huge. Alright, let's see what that spare part is. Nice. Ooh.
Do we just unstable portal here?
The Fire Lord. I think so, but let's think about all our options first. So if you coin Flamewaker, then what happens?
We lose 1 potential proc, but next turn we would have 3 mana to do 2 damage, or 3 with unstable portal mirror entity or mirror image. I mean,
I think I still like the portal, honestly, because I think that coin is going to be really nice. Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty cool for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. So if he plays Shade here, that would be really cool.
No
All
wild
right.
growth, easy win.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so Flamewaker.
Yep. Flamewaker, coin.
Is it worth doing mirror image to protect it?
That I was just thinking about that. Or do you want to armor plating it? So that's a question. I like mirror image. I would do it.
Well, the only way he could kill it is swipe, right? So mirror image doesn't really save it.
He also might keeper at the same time.
Keeper.
So it's which one do you think he has? Keeper or swipe? Take a guess. I guess there is a lot of merit to armor plating.
I think armor plating would be better then. Because if we mirror image 2, like the swipe is even better for that. Because then he's got 2 1/1s to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do it. Damage. So I guess we'll see if he has keeper. Aha!
Alright, so we made the right call.
Yes, we did.
So now we definitely do this, right?
We could. Or we could Flamewaker mirror image. Let's think. That would set up for a really huge next turn.
Yeah, and it's unlikely he would have another swipe. Well, that's weak to a double swipe in his first 7 cards.
That's true.
Unlikely, though.
It is unlikely. So
although he didn't have wild growth, so
this is where you kind of learn. This is where you kind of learn what kind of player you are, right? Because you learn whether you're a greedy player or a safe player. Although you also have to think, Temple Enforcer is a 6/6 body, straight up. You know what I mean?
Right, and we're getting to turn 5, which would be like what, the Druid of the Claw.
Yeah. Because of that, I kind of like Temple.
Do we still mirror image?
I would not. I think we can save that for a Sorcerer's Apprentice. We're also waiting on that Keeper. If he plays Keeper, we can play Mirror Entity and that'll crush him.
Perfect.
Yes. Yep.
So do we want to trade first? So we get efficient.
Yeah, I think so. And then we can. I was thinking, you could like mana worm, sorcerers, and then play either arcane or mirror entity, whichever one. I personally like mirror entity
Because it's a druid, so they don't really have any small minions.
Yeah, and we kind of already did our test for keeper, so we're hoping he doesn't have one.
There's really no reason to play mirror image at this point.
Yeah, I would wait for the other Flamewaker. And we're really forcing his hand here, right? If he has stuff, he can't hide it any longer. Okay, so that's his.
That's not gonna help him.
Yeah, that's his comeback mechanic. We can get some really cool Flamewaker things going on.
Do we even care about giving him a Flamemaker? Since we have such a strong board, we don't really care, right?
Yeah,
So we have two spells.
So. We might even kill everything. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh my god.
Okay. Better. That's
We
beautiful.
play this,
Yeah.
and then this,
Hmm.
and then this.
The only thing we have to look at is how.
Or should
full,
we trade first?
How full is our board?
36. Oh, so we'd waste a mirror image if we just do that. Should we trade this?
No, because then our spells aren't cheap. Remember?
But it won't die.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Or you could trade.
We could. Oh,
You could trade Mana Worm if you wanted to. Not waste a mirror image. Do we really care though? Not sure we do. Yeah, I'm not sure we do, honestly. I think we can.
are we doing that? Oh,
Okay, you can trade it. Trade it with the. Yeah, do that into that. And then spells. Yeah, just play the spells and hit face. We're running out of time. Yeah.
easy life.
Yeah. Even with like a swipe, this is a really difficult board for him to deal with. There's no way. I don't think there's any way. Swipe, innervate, swipe. Does that help? Azure Drake, innervate, swipe, maybe? I don't think that helps that much.
Doesn't clear enough.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. Is there anything you can do? I don't think so, yeah.
Alright, so that was a 2-0 little session there with Tempo Mage. So Kevin, what else are your expertises in coaching for people who are interested?
Okay. I like... This is an aggressive deck. I am very well versed in mid-range to control decks. So, like, I'm a very, very experienced warrior player. If you want to learn warrior, I'm very good at that. I teach the niche things like shaman or priest. So if you want to be that guy who plays the non-meta things like I do, I'm very good at coaching that. I mained druid for a long time ago, so I'm very well versed in druid as well. And I pride myself on being all around, so I can teach pretty much everything, probably the exception of freeze mage, and I would get a different coach for paladin too. If you want freeze mage or paladin, I'm not the person to come to. But most other things I'm well versed in, so. Those things I listed are my specialties, but I would say that I'm able to coach a lot of things.
Alright, great. Thank you for your help with teaching Tempo Mage, and stay tuned, and we will have another coach with another deck.